What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Awesome Nerd Show. I am Zeo, and today we've got some more NECA Ninja Turtles. So we have the NECA TMNT, Leatherhead, and Slash packs. So we found some more of the cartoon turtles at our local Target. So we're going to do some videos together. So with this one, we've got Slash and Leatherhead, the 2-pack, which looks pretty cool. So we got Slash and Leatherhead, which of course we've seen both of these before with the arcade turtles. But these are the actual cartoon versions, so that's pretty cool. I think this set just looks really awesome. I'm really excited to check these out, especially with all like the accessories they come with. Is just super cool. And if we flip around to the back, you can just see additional picture there and some of the other sets that are available. But we're also doing the Metalhead set. So here we've got Metalhead, of course, in his nice box and everything that I think is pretty cool. It's designed a lot like the old VHS tapes, if I can get it to fit in here for you. So if you look up at the top, it says NECA, where it used to say, I think it's like FHE or something. We used to have some of the Turtle VHS tapes, and so it had the sort of thing up there, but it looks just like it even has volume 1 on the back. Looks like the back of the VHS cases where it would show like pictures of what the episode's about. So that's pretty cool. I think this box design overall is like pretty much fits perfectly for the Metalhead. But then if we open it, which is pretty cool, so we have a picture there of the Metalhead and then the actual Metalhead itself with all its accessories in there. So it looks pretty cool. It has a nice background. So this is really cool that they took just this individual one and like did all this additional packaging details to make it look pretty cool. So it's like a nice thing to have displayed by itself, where the other ones are just pretty much the actual figures. So overall, they look pretty cool. I'm super excited to check out both of these sets. So we have like a set of villains here, even though Metalhead turns good, but it's still a pretty cool looking set overall. I'm excited to check all these figures out and then add them to our turtle shelf. So let's go ahead and get these open and check them out. And we're starting off with the Metalhead here. So this looks really cool. Of course, it's just a giant robot turtle. And this is pretty cool because I know my brother had a figure of Metalhead from like the classic turtle figures. So I remember this a lot from that as a kid, but it just looks pretty cool. Like I said, it looks like a turtle. So it has, you know, basic like turtle design. So it has the same sort of design of like their inner shell on the front here, and then on the back, of course, the outer shell design, but he's got all robotic. He has a little switch back here and everything. But if you see his head here, of course, it looks like a robot turtle head. So it's got the eyes and like what would be the band around his head, the yellow color. So it kind of fits in as another turtle. And then, of course, like the same turtle face and the mouth. And then, of course, the body. And he's got the robot arms with the red dots there on the side. Main body has a belt on with what look to be like grenades and stuff there around, which is pretty funny on his belt. And then down his leg, he's got the yellow knee pads there. And then his feet are all green, again, with more red on the side and yellow on the bottom. So it looks pretty fun and cool overall. Again, just very robotic, a giant robot turtle. And speaking of, so Metalhead is a robot turtle that was built by Krang with advanced technology and the ability to copy the turtles' fighting skills. And so it was going to be taken, you know, sent to fight against the turtles, which he ended up doing, and he ended up kicking their butt. But Donatello ended up using one of the turtle comps to short circuit Metalhead and reprogram so he would only fight the bad guys, which allowed for him to become friends with the turtles and kind of serve with them. So that's a pretty cool backstory, that he becomes a nice friendly turtle to our main turtles, even though that's who he was supposed to attack in the first place. But for the movements of this guy, so his head here can twist all the way around like that, and then look down and look up again, not too much. He pretty much for up just look straight on, but for down can look down just a tiny bit. At his shoulders do come up just a tiny bit, so it just has a little bit of movement in there. As you can see, it just comes up a little bit, maybe like a 45-degree angle, but it can rotate all the way around there. He does have a bicep twist up in here, right down in there, so it can twist around in there. And then he has a single elbow joint that only comes up just a little bit, again, more like a 45-degree angle or something, not a whole lot. And then his wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. No ab crunch or anything on this turtle, but his legs do move at the hips. Doesn't really come up too far because he's got these big chunky legs, so you can't really get too much, so you kind of interfering with stuff. But again, if you twist him out, it kind of comes up a little bit more, but still not a whole lot. Speaking of, we got the thigh twist in there, of course, and a double knee joint that if you get it loose only comes up about that far. So the bottom joint moves a lot more than the top one. The top one just moves a tiny bit back and forth. And then we got the foot that can flex back and forth just a little bit, not a whole lot of movement there, but it also can twist side to side. So of course Metalhead doesn't move a whole lot, but he is a robot, so he's going to have limited movements anyways. But he does come with a bunch of accessories. He does have 4 extra hands, so he's got 2 fist hands and 2 grip hands, and then he has just the 2 like open hands already on him. And speaking of hands, he does have a drill hand, so a little hand that we can pop on here with a drill. We'll go ahead and try this out. So there we go, we got the drill on there. It looks pretty cool. Now he can, you know, drill and take out the turtles and stuff with a drill on his hand. He also does come with a vacuum, because of course once he becomes friends with the turtles and stuff, they do want him to do like chores and work for them. So they have a vacuum here, so big giant vacuum hand that again works as a hand, so we'll have to pop this on. So there we go, got the vacuum there on his hand, so now he can vacuum the ground and clean up the mess of all the turtles. And his final little attachment is a chest blaster here that comes out of his chest, so it's pretty cool. So right here on his chest he has these 2 little flaps that can open up and just reveal little like panels or stuff and buttons. But on this side there is some holes in here, so we have a hole that we can take and slide the gun part into. I don't know if it goes any way particularly, because the gun part's kind of like angled and everything, but you can get it sticking straight out there. So he now has a gun, and it has this little cord that can go into a little hole at the bottom as well, so you can kind of really get it stuck in there and everything. But it's pretty fun that he has a nice little gun that comes out of his chest that you can shoot too as well, so that's very cool. So I just like this Metalhead overall. I just like all the accessories, and like I said, just reminds me so much of that original toy that my brother had. And just for some size comparison, here is a turtle. Of course, it's the arcade one, but you can see the height difference between the two. And next up we have Slash, which is of course a mutated turtle, and we've had Slash before, especially with like the arcade versions, but this Slash from the cartoon was a pet turtle of Bebop that ended up getting mutated with mutagen by Rocksteady because he thought they could then use Slash to do their chores. But then another part of his story is that he ended up getting sent on a trash rocket out into space, where he ended up coming across a super intelligent alien race, and when he returned to Earth he had all this sort of advanced technology and weapons. So I assume that's pretty much what we have here, and so he looks like a turtle, you know, very similar to the older turtles. He's got a much darker skin tone than they do, but of course his face looks all weird. It's like all big and fat like compared to them. He has like this weird smile or something where his mouth is open, his tongue's sticking out, then he's got his teeth. He has this band around his head, so very similar to like Leonardo's, but it just goes around to the back, doesn't have the little ties or anything. But he has this weird big giant thing over his eye. I don't know if it's like part of his advanced technology or something over his eye, but he's got that looks cool, or could just be an eye patch for all I know. But I like that light blue color, and he has it there on his armors, on his shoulder pad, on his gloves there where he's got the purple spikes. He's got a purple belt on with that blue color around the skull, which is cool. Blue knee pads with the purple spikes and everything, and then even a backpack on the back that has that blue color. So I just like that so much. It's just a nice sky blue color. And of course normal turtle designs beyond that, so same shell in the front, then on the back he's got spikes all over his shell, which is pretty cool. For his movement, so his head there can twist most of the way around, kind of get stuck on the back here, but it can twist there, and then he can look up and look down, so he has a little bit better range of movement, but he can look up there and down. His shoulders come up about 90 degrees there and can rotate around. He has the bicep twist and a single elbow joint that comes up there about 90 degrees, and of course a wrist that can twist around and flex back and forth. No ab crunch or anything. The hips do come up there a little under 90 degrees and out to the side where it can do the splits again, just like the normal turtles have, so they're about like that. Of course he does have the thigh twist in there, and then he has a double knee joint, but I think this leg is a little bit messed up. I can't get the top joint to bend at all, but we can on the other side there, so it comes up pretty far, and you know he's kicking the back of his shell, so it's kind of interfering with the bending of his legs, so he's got pretty good range there. And finally his foot there can rock back and forth a little bit side to side, not too much, but it can twist all the way around. And so Slash comes with a lot of accessories. He already has his backpack on there, which you can't take off, you just have to get it over the spikes there, and then you can just slide it off. But I think he looks a lot better with it on him already, just adds that extra detail on the front of him there that I like. But he comes with two katana swords here, so pretty cool. It's kind of what Slash usually uses, and you can take and maybe even slide him into his belt even. Yeah, just slide him into his belt there, but I think it'd look better in his hands. There we go, got the two katanas. That looks super cool to me. And then he comes with some guns. So first off we have the Animalizer pistol here, and so it's a pretty cool looking gun, and I believe he uses this to shoot people and can like turn them into different animals and everything. So it looks pretty cool. It has the nice big tanks and the weird barrel on the front there that has all the like little tubes going into it, so I think it looks pretty cool. It's a nice weird looking gun. And then he also has a laser rifle, which looks cool. The nice tall barrels there on the front, the one there in the center that's flat, so it looks pretty cool. I like the purple design on the gray, just looks pretty cool. It has a nice handle and grip there, so it looks awesome overall. I just think this gun looks cool. He also comes with a slice of pizza, so if Slash wants to eat the pizza or anything, you kind of stick it into his mouth. And then finally we get little Slash, so when he was an actual turtle, and Bebop's little pet and stuff, so a nice little turtle there if you could see that. So he's got nice big eyes painted on there and everything. And he also comes with his little palm tree that was in his aquarium, and he calls it his binky, so it's kind of like a pacifier or something for him. So he likes the binky and he'll follow and stuff, and so he always likes to go after this little tiny rubber palm tree. So that's pretty funny, cute that he got that together. But I think this Slash looks pretty cool. It's definitely the best looking Slash we've got so far, and I really enjoy this a lot. And our final character is of course Leatherhead, and this is very similar to the Leatherhead we got in the arcade series, obviously just different repainted. Doesn't have like that 8-bit design, but overall looks pretty cool. But it's the exact same body and everything, except for the legs are just a little bit different, but other than that pretty same. So there we got the big giant alligator head there, so you can see his big long snout there with the nose on, then his mouth with the teeth that can open up, and you can see a tongue up in there and everything. His yellow eyes there with the little slits for his alligator eyes, and then a hat on his head that's nice and red, has some brown detailings of the like shading. Then he's just an all green body, so he has like a teal color more to him, and then on the back like with the shading he's just a darker green. Nice brown jacket, a brown belt on there with some all sorts of little like clips and grips and everything. You can see his tail sticking out there in the back, and then he's got some blue pants on, and with the shading they're black on the back. So overall looks pretty cool. I don't think this one looks as good. I like the colors more on the arcade version, so if you saw that video, but overall it's still pretty much the same. So if you didn't know, Leatherhead is just a giant alligator that was swimming through a swamp in the Everglades Everglades, and the swamp happened to be polluted with mutagen, so it turned him into this giant humanoid form of an alligator. So that's how he looks, how he does, and I think that's pretty cool overall. So it's just a big giant guy, but for his movements though, so we already saw his mouth can open and close there, so that's pretty neat. But his head can move a little bit, so he can look down and up. Again, just very little movements, but he can twist side to side. It's kind of like stretching it out a little bit. You feel like his head's probably going to pop off if you stretch it, but it can move there a little bit. We then got his shoulders that come up about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit under, but can rotate around there. Has the bicep twist, the double elbow joint there, that all together can bend up about that far, so not too bad. He does have a twist right at the waist, no crunch or anything. His legs do come up about 90 degrees there and out to the side quite a bit. He has the thigh twist in there, a double knee joint that bends up about that far, so pretty decent for him. And finally, his foot can rock back and forth there and twist side to side. So overall, not too bad. Like I said, I don't like his legs too much, just the all blue color. It doesn't even like up here even look like he's got pants on because of that, but he just has weird blue legs. I like his feet. I think his feet are overall a little bit better. Just the all blue legs just look weird. Like the arcade one had what looked like pants on and everything. So overall, not too bad. Like I said, not the most exciting thing. I think the arcade one has overall better look, but I don't think this looks too bad for the Leatherhead, you know, exactly from the cartoon turtles. Now for Leatherhead here though, he comes with a lot of accessories. So first off, we have his two little crawdad things. So we got two little crawdads. I like how they're darker red on one side and light orange on the other. So that's pretty easy. So you can take these and throw and use them as weapons and everything. And I don't really know what you can do. I think you'd probably like take maybe like their little fingers and stuff and maybe slide them through like the holes on here, so he'll be able to like hold on to them. So yeah, they kind of hang off like that. So you could do that, or maybe even kind of stick them in his belt if he had any loose areas or something. I don't really see any, but he does have two of those little holes. You could maybe take and put each one on those holes. Oh, and of course he does have some extra hands. So he has like a grip hand here with a trigger finger, just a normal grip hand, and then two open grasping hands. He does come with a bear trap, which is pretty cool, that he can, you know, set out and, you know, trap turtles and everything else with the bear trap, but you can actually move the teeth, so that's pretty cool. We get a chain with a manacle on it, so a little thing that he can actually like lock people up with, so you can just open it there and you can take it and wrap it around like a turtle or something, you know, like he's got them all chained up, or any of the other characters. Wherever this will fit around him, like a wrist or something, you can chain him up like that, then he can hold on to the chain, you know, and like drag him around and take him wherever he wants as his prisoner. And then he also comes with this flamethrower gun, which looks really cool. I like the two barrels there on the front of it, nice wire cage thing there on the back, so you can take that and put it in his hand, especially with like his trigger finger hand. If you could figure out how to get his hand open to put that in there, that'd be pretty cool. And then finally he comes with like some more chopping stuff. So he has this big long rope. It's a nice real thick rope. We got some like soft materials here from NECA, but nice big long rope, and then it even has like a little knot on the end of it, like a slip knot, so you can just take it and again wrap it around a turtle or something and then trap him up and use it to tie all the turtles up. Or you can catch him in a net, where he comes with this big netting thing. It's nice big net material. All four corners has this like string on it, so you could take and, you know, tie them all up together and put a turtle in the middle of it. So say like throw a slash in there so you can catch him up like that. So that's pretty fun. So overall, I think I like the slash a little bit more than the Leatherhead, just by looks and everything, but I think the Leatherhead comes with so many like cool accessories that I think it just makes him win just because of that. And that practice is pretty cool. You get the two figures, and, you know, this one's pretty big. He's a big giant character, and then you get all the accessories with both of them, so that's pretty cool. So that's gonna be it for this set of the Target exclusive NECA TMNT Metalhead slash and Leatherhead packs. So I thought this was pretty cool, getting three bad guys. Of course Metalhead ends up turning good, but still a nice set of villains here that go along with our cartoon turtles, and again all found at Target, which are still hard to find, but we were lucky enough to be able to find these over the past couple months. But let me know what you thought of these characters down in the comments, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up on the video. But thank you all for watching. I hope you stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in the next one.